Nick Shepkowski, our executive producer, he knows more about sports than anybody here at The Score, excepting possibly Grobstein. In terms of sports trivia, I'd probably bet on Shep against anybody.
Against the Grobber? All right, well, Shep, do you think you could beat the Grobber in a sports trivia contest? Because that was a ridiculous statement by Mac.
I could beat him in a good number of things, I'm sure.
We'll get the Grobber on a show in the next week or two. You know, Dog Days of Summer coming up here. I'd like to see that.
If
you know more about
whip his ass right on these airwaves.
Oh, whip his ass!
Anytime you want to meet me there, you call me back on the air. You tell me what time and when, and I'll whip your ass.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Fantastic, and it's great to get Ditkus circa 92 on the score in the opening ceremonies. How excited.
All right, we have trivia, Mac. Jeopardy style. Let's go over the rules before we introduce the contestants.
Yes. Danny and I each have 3 categories. There are 5 questions in each category. They begin from the smaller point value and go up to the larger point value. 100, 2, 3, 4, 500 points. When you know the answer to the question, fellas, blurt out your name. Shep. Yell Shep if you know it. Les, same thing for you.
Yes, so Shep is your buzzer, Grobber is your buzzer. Let's introduce contestant number 1. From Coal City, the executive producer, Nick Shepkowski.
I'm here to kick some ass, take some names, and eat some nice seafood, which I already did.
All right. Mac, would you care to introduce our second contestant?
There is only one less Grobstein.
Thank heavens there's only one.
Robert, are you feeling confident?
No, I got a lot of respect for Shep. He's good. I'm looking forward to this. This will be fun.
Shep, your confidence level?
That takes the fun out of the trash talking when he's being all kind and generous about this. I am going to mop the floor with Les right in here. And then when he replays it on his show later tonight, we'll all know that I beat the hell out of him.
I have a feeling he's trying to kill you with kindness. Say nice things and then cut your pee-pee
That's
off.
probably what he's going to do, because before the open played, he whispered in my ear something I can't repeat on the air of what I'm going to...
No, he can't.
Yeah, no.
We all want to keep
the only thing that I
working
will
here.
beat, yes.
Yes, we do. All right. Wow.
Let the games begin.
That's exactly right.
Let's go over the categories for today's match.
Categories are the 2016 Cubs,
Drafting the Bulls,
Super Bowls,
Animal Nicknames,
Chicago sports history,
Change of Venue,
2016 Cubs, Super Bowl, Chicago sports history,
Drafting the Bulls, Animal Nicknames, and Change of Venue.
Grobber, you are the assumed champion and the slight favorite. So, Shep, you are the challenger. You can choose the category we will begin with.
Let's start with 2016 Cubs.
2016 Cubs for 100, remember? Les, your buzzer is your name. Shep, your buzzer is your name. For 100 points. You go, we go. I led
Shep.
the 26.
Shep.
Who is Dexter Fowler?
You're right.
Wow, before the clue is even halfway home, Shep pounces on the 100-pointer.
Do you finish the question, or I'm curious what the
For
question
those
was?
one, yeah.
I led the 2016 Cubs regulars and on-base percentage in the 2016 season. Dexter Fowler, 393, is correct. Did you know that one, Les?
Yes.
Okay. He's a little quick to
Just slow getting it out, but he was quick. That's all right.
Oh, okay. For 200 points in 2016 Cubs. This pitcher got the win for the Cubs.
Les.
Go ahead, Les.
Mike Montgomery. Oh, no, you're talking about... No, it was probably Chapman.
Well, does Shep get the chance to answer the question?
Do I get the chance to hear the question?
The history on Sports Jeopardy is if a contestant, and this is at least what Terry and I did, if a contestant rings in the middle of the clue, and doesn't have it right, the other contestant is afforded the right to hear the entire clue and then get an opportunity to give
He's
his
right.
response.
I've heard it, and that's the exact rule.
Okay. For 200, this pitcher got the win for the Cubs in Game 7 of the World Series.
Who is Aroldis Chapman?
That is correct.
You're welcome.
You're right.
Shep out to a 300-point lead. For 300 points. This player led the 2016 Cubs in saves in the regular season.
Shep. Ooh. Who is Hector Rondon?
You're right.
Nice pull. 18 saves against only 16 for Aroldis
That's how
Chapman.
bad that bullpen was that year.
Until they got Chapman.
Well, yeah, he doesn't count.
For 400 points.
We'll save that for after the game.
He wasn't here in the regular season.
Hey, well, he finished the regular season with 16 saves for them. Rondon had...
And a blown save as well.
At 18. Yeah, okay. For 400 points, Shep out to a commanding 600-point lead. This Cubs reliever became the first relief pitcher to hit a postseason home run since 1924.
Shep.
Who's Travis Wood?
That is correct.
You're right.
Wow, he's trying to sweep the category. 500 points. Miguel Montero, David Ross, and Wilson Contreras started 155 of the 162 games at catcher. Who started the other 7 games?
Les.
It was Contreras.
Wrong.
Contreras was included in the 155 with Montero and Ross. One player started the other 7 games for the 2016 Cubs. Who started those 7 games? The only person here who can answer would be to sweep the category.
I'll pass.
Kyle Schwarber.
Who's not?
No, he was out the whole year. Well,
Yeah.
all but
He
two
was
games
out
or
from
whatever.
the third game of the season
Yeah.
on.
Tim Fedorowicz.
my
Oh,
God.
yeah. Timmy
How do you
Feds.
forget?
Timmy
That's right.
Feds started 7 games.
Fedorovitz.
Fedorowicz. I read it on Baseball Reference today.
Big Cub fan.
Full.
Big Cub fan. Die hard. Okay, it's off to a rip-roaring start.
Is that the 500
That
question
was the
right
500
there?
question.
All right. Let's move along to category number 2 then, shall we?
Yeah.
It is drafting the Bulls for 100 points. In 2000, the Bulls used this 4th overall pick on this Iowa State
Shep.
star. Shep.
Who is Marcus Pfizer?
Marcus Pfizer is correct. Yes. Nicely
You're right.
done. Drafting the Bulls for 200. James Johnson was the Bulls' first-round choice in 09 from this college. Shep.
What is Wake Forest?
You're right.
For 300 points, drafting the Bulls is the category. The Bulls looked to St. Francis College for this popular third-round pick in 1969. Les.
Who is Norm Van Leer?
You're right.
Grobber on the board with 300 points. I believe trailing Shep 1,300 to 300, if my math is correct, which it very well might not be.
Drafting the Bulls for 400 points. Chosen 38th overall in 04. A Dookie.
Les.
Jay
Williams.
Wrong.
Was that all of the question?
Yes.
Who is Chris Duhan?
You're right.
Nicely done, Shep. And for 500 points in the category drafting the Bulls, a pair of Sydneys in the first and second rounds in 83.
Sidney Green. We need both of them?
Yes. 83. One from UNLV, one from NC State.
Sidney Green and I know the other one too, and it's going in one ear and out the other. I'll pass that one.
Shep, gonna throw down here?
No, not going to lose the
right.
500 points.
Sidney Green and Sidney Lowe.
Sidney Lowe.
Sidney Lowe.
Sidney Lowe, who could forget that?
2 categories in the books.
You have Sidney Lowe memories? Either of you?
I remember him later as a pacer after he was done with the Bulls.
Was he built like LaSalle Thompson?
No. He never
Didn't
saw
play
him
like him
naked.
either.
Les, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
A little slow to the trigger so far.
That's all right.
Okay.
We got time left.
You got time. And Shep brought up a good point. If you get a question wrong, do you lose the points in that? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeopardy-style scoring.
That's how it works in Jeopardy, right?
I don't really watch it anymore. I just wanted to be sure. We didn't discuss all the rules. We're the
we
ish show,
didn't.
Mac.
This is the ish show.
We're the ish show.
We can not subtract them if you don't want to.
That's
I
fine.
just want to know where Vanna White is.
No, yeah, nowhere to be found. Should we let Shep pick the next category?
Or just do them in
Or
order.
just do it in order.
Just do
Fine,
them in
whatever.
order.
All right,
yeah.
fine. The next category is Super Bowl. Super Bowl for 100. This team lost the first ever Super Bowl.
Shep.
Who's the Kansas City Chiefs?
That's correct.
You're right.
For 200 points, this quarterback holds the record for most passing yards in a Super Bowl.
Shep.
Who
Who is Tom Brady?
You're right.
That is correct. 466 against the Atlanta Falcons. For 300 points, who made the catch and the tackle on the final play of Rams-Titans?
Shep. Who is Kevin Dyson and Mike Jones?
You're right.
Nicely done, youngster.
Trying to sweep another category.
I haven't swept one yet.
Oh, that's
I
true.
always strike out once we get to 4.
For 4.
I like that. That's awesome.
The tension in this room is so thick. Cut it with a knife. For 400 points between Shep and Grobber. 2,300 to 300 is the score right now. The coach, Mike Ditka, is one of 2 people to win a Super Bowl as a player and coach. Who is the other? The coach, Mike Ditka, is one of 2 people to win a Super Bowl as a player and a coach. Who is the other?
Time has expired. Can I take a shot at that?
Sure.
Who is Tom Flores?
You're right.
It's a hell of a pull.
Nicely done. Tom
No
Flores.
idea on that.
He won a couple as a coach, in fact,
Well,
but in 2 different cities.
that wasn't one of the questions.
I know. The Raiders in Oakland and the Raiders in L.A.
There you go. For 500 points in the category of Super Bowls. This player has the longest punt return in Super Bowl history.
Less. Punt return. It was not Hester. That was a kickoff. It was, I'm going to say Kenny King.
Wrong.
And a big day in Super Bowl 15 did Kenny King.
I have no recollection of long punt returns ever in the
He
Super
had an
Bowl.
80-yard pass
it's-
reception for a score.
Yes, he did. He got a lot of yards on that. And
All I
built
remember
up-
is kick returns.
He
there
kicked
has
for
not-
Eagles big time.
There has not been a punt returned for a touchdown in a Super Bowl. That's why that's a tough question.
That's right. Jordan Norwood in Super Bowl 50 had a 61-yard punt return for the Denver Broncos. Okay.
All right.
Do we
well,
want
It's kind of a forgettable Super Bowl. All right, that's different story for a
Aren't
different day.
most of them?
We're halfway through the categories.
yeah, you want to take a timeout?
Take a timeout. Let Les collect his thoughts.
Get our cut man in the corner over here for Grobstein.
Well, he missed on the 500, so if we're taking points away, the Grobber is at minus 200, and Shep is at 2,300.
We're only halfway home.
Yeah, and I might have done the math wrong, so I will confer.
We're off to a great start.
There's no might about that.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I'll be conferring with the judges during the break, and we will come back for part 2 of Shep v. Grobber.
I hope halftime is better than it was a bunch of them in Super Bowls, because the worst ever was up with people. And well, if they were, I would have gone down on the field. And the wave didn't exist then, by the way. It didn't exist till 1982 at a Minnesota North Stars game, the first time I ever saw it. It was brutal.
Dino sucks!
Is that the worst thing the Stars have done?
No, because they had Shane Sherla and Basil McRae. They had a lot of chippy goons.
So what's the worst Super Bowl halftime show, and what's the best Super Bowl halftime show?
I really liked Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And what was good about that was Belichick and the Patriots had their perfect season ruined. That wasn't funny. That at least Belichick didn't think so.
Yeah. And I just realized that I have been forgetting to subtract wrong answers from the Grobber. So I will get in touch with Brandon McCaffrey. That's why you told me not to keep score while I was trying to host the game.
Yeah.
Mac, you're a pro. I should listen to you more often.
I've done this a time or two.
Shep and Grobber, the second half, coming up next on The Score.
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
May need a body bag before this one's over.
That's absolutely right. We have a few corrections to make because we are the Ish Show. Shep v. Grobber trivia, by the way, brought to you by Indeed. Are you hiring with Indeed? You can post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates on an online dashboard. Get started at Indeed.com/hire. Tom Brady does hold the record for passing yards in a Super Bowl, so the answer to my question was correct. I editorialized incorrectly, saying it was against the Falcons. He set the record in the Falcons Super Bowl and then broke his own record last year against the Eagles, but the question was, who has the most passing yards? Also, I conferred with my expert judges on the other side of the glass.
You mean people who know how to do math?
That's right. Well, I forgot the scoring. Les, unfortunately, has gotten 3 500-point questions incorrect. So the scoreboard as it sits now is Nick Shepkowski from Coal City with 2,300 and Grobber from the Overnights at minus 1,800. So, yeah, this is the
But anything can happen when Shep and Grobber get together. You could throw out the halftime
I've heard
score.
Grobber's a second-half team, so look out for what's about to come.
That's what I always say. Let's get to know our contestants. Grobber from the Overnights, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Other than I host the overnights here?
Yeah, tell us a little about yourself.
I've done it on 2 different occasions from 97 until 2001 and came back here in 9 years ago, and I'm still here.
What are some of your hobbies?
Oh, boy. Bunch of them. A lot of it is airline frequent flyer miles.
Sure.
And
How is that a hobby?
because I do it a lot, and I keep track of it all, and I've parlayed it into some free flights.
I don't doubt that.
Where's your favorite travel destination?
We're going there in July. It would be Hawaii.
Oh, lovely.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
That's one of my favorites, too.
Love
Should go
going
with
there.
Les.
We're going to, well, I'm going to take my girlfriend Kathy with on that for 4th time.
Should
She's
bring
a
Mac
lucky
with
girl.
her.
We're going to
Big swinger.
go
Grobber.
first to Oahu, and after that to Maui, and hope that Mount Kilauea on the Big Island shuts its mouth, because right now it's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
best to avoid that, I'm told. Connor told me that because he saw the movie Volcano.
Yeah. Would you go towards lava or away from lava in your experience?
I wouldn't mind checking it out one time. I mean, I'm a little. I'll take chances. I've done that before. I would prefer not to have it, and I don't want to take Kathy near it because we went to L.A. in late December when all those fires were going on, and she was having trouble breathing because of that crap.
Oh, scary.
Very.
But fascinating.
Got serious in a heartbeat.
It wasn't
there.
fascinating at all because it kind of wrecked our trip.
Oh, sorry about that. Ugh.
Just got to go back to L.A. now.
And when we went to Disneyland, 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the park was shut down because they had a transformer problem.
Yeah, I think it's a bad movie, too.
Movie? I was going to say, you beat me to it. Racia! And Les's competitor, he wore jersey number 10 for the Coal City Kohlers. Tell us about yourself, Nick Shepkowski.
I'm a 32-year-old dork that gets to do this for, yeah, exactly. I feel like Scott Hall out here back in the WWE days.
Scott Hall was talented.
Always count on Brendan McCaffrey to,
Oh!
throw you a bone there.
The
But
categories that remain?
Remaining categories, animal nicknames,
Chicago sports history.
and change of venue.
Grobber's got some work to do. He is trailing by
1,000,000.
4,100 points. The second half resumes after this David Schuster update.
Scoreboard update.
And like Ralph Cramden said in The Honeymooners, it's a landslide so far.
To the moon with you.
Couldn't help it.
Round 2, fight!
Again, Shep at 2,300 points, Grobber at minus 1,800, halfway home with the categories. Dan McNeil.
Category is animal nicknames for 100 points.
Shep, who is Dan Hampton?
That costs him 100 points. He's giving them away.
He's getting cocky.
I haven't.
Robert, turn on your mic so you can buzz in. There you go.
I got to give the clue. The given first name of Tiger Woods.
Eldred. Les.
Are you going with Eldred or Les?
Les is
Because
my...
they're both wrong. I'm sorry.
Eldred is not correct?
It's Eldrick. Eldrick.
Oh, boy. We're
You
getting...
missed your ick.
That's what this show is, isn't it, Dick?
Yeah, more often than not.
Oh!
For 200 points in animal nicknames, 14 SEC titles, 6 national championships grace this Bama
Shep.
Legends. Shep.
Who is Paul Bear Bryant?
You're right.
Yes, Bear Bryant, the Alabama
Roll
legend.
damn tide.
Get me a Bushmills, Danny.
For 300 points in animal nicknames, belted 3 home runs in Game 1 of the 2012 World Series. He was the MVP.
Shep.
Shep.
Who is Pablo Sandoval?
You're right.
You going to give us the nickname, too? You might as well just run the table. Yeah.
Panda.
The Panda
Yeah,
Man.
the Kung Fu Panda. For 400 points, like Sandoval, a Venezuelan-born slugger who played 19 seasons, the best of which were with Colorado, 96-97.
Shep.
Shep.
Who is the big cat Andres Galarraga?
You're right.
Nicely played for 400 points. For 500 points. Was fitted for the green jacket in 82. It was a larger size jacket than most Masters champs. Less.
Johnny Miller.
No.
Wrong.
Shep.
Shep. Who is the walrus Craig Stadler?
There you have
Right.
it. Craig Stadler, a very fleshy golfer, just proving you don't have to be an athlete to be good at golf.
Wow. The gap widens between the Grobber and Shep.
This game's already over mathematically, isn't it already?
Probably.
We could try to make
I
it.
think it was before we said no.
Grobber at minus 2,400. Shep at 3,600. My final category. Chicago sports history. It's right up your alley, Les. For 100 points. Theo Epstein's friend, also Michael Jordan's minor league baseball manager.
Les.
That
would be Tito Francona.
You're right.
Well done. For 200 points. Jay Cutler passed me as the Bears' leader in touchdown passes.
Les. Eric Kramer.
Wrong.
Jim McMahon.
Must have been Sid Luckman.
What a pathetic list of quarterbacks.
Yeah, you got to go back to the 40s.
Yeah, you got to go back to...
It had to be Luckman.
Yeah, Sid Luckman is second all time in Bears touchdown passes.
You're right.
Delightful.
Thank you very much. Wait, so that was minus 200 for Shep. All right, so Shep down to 3,400. All right, for 300 points in Chicago sports history. Michael Jordan is the Bulls' all-time leader in defensive rebounds. We are the 2 championship-winning Bulls with more career offensive rebounds than Michael Jordan.
Les.
Les.
Scottie Pippen.
And we are the 2 championship-winning Bulls with more career offensive rebounds than Michael Jordan.
Horace Grant.
You're right.
Well done.
Nicely done, Grobber.
Well done.
Wow. I
Chicago.
would have bet the house on Rodman on that.
Offensive? Yeah, I guess so.
I would have, too.
Didn't play enough.
Oh, is it Bulls-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were both
Bull-
on 3 championship teams, though.
Chicago sports history for 400. This man won the heavyweight championship of the world at Comiskey Park on June 22nd, 1937.
Joe Louis.
Are you going to buzz in?
Oh, Shep. Joe Louis.
That is correct.
You're right.
Nicely done, Shep.
Well done.
Moving on to the final category. Are you
No,
a rap?
I
You
got
have one more?
I got 500 here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Mayor Harold Washington participated in championship parades celebrating these 2 teams.
Les. One would have been the White Sox, and one would have been the Bulls.
Wrong.
Actually, he died in '88. It couldn't have been the Bulls.
Don't talk too much. You'll give
Who
Shep
cares?
a
It's all-
roadmap to the
It's already over.
Mayor Harold Washington participated in parades celebrating these 2 teams.
The Chicago Sting and I'm trying to think of just the Chicago Zephyrs. I don't know.
They never won a title.
It's probably wouldn't have a parade then, would they?
That is incorrect.
Wrong.
You got the sting. Les told you that he died in 88. What famous championship in Chicago happened around the 1980s?
Blasphemer.
Yeah, the
You
I was thinking
blasphemer.
obscure. Like,
the Bears.
This is all voided, I think,
85
after that.
The Bears and the Sting.
That
All right,
guy-
I'm out of questions.
Sting title meant more to me.
He called the mayor, called the manager of the White Sox, Tony La Russa, my cup runneth over. That's a direct quote from Mayor Washington.
You're right.
Okay. The
Give
more
him
you know.
100. Change of venue. You'll figure this out as we go. For 100 points, the year in which the White Sox played their final home game in Old Comiskey
Shep.
Les.
Park. I heard Shep first.
1990.
It is 1990.
You're right.
For 200 points, this past NFL season, the Texans trained temporarily in Dallas, displaced because of this storm.
Les,
Les.
Hurricane Katrina.
No.
Wrong.
I can't think of the Hurricane's name.
I knew I'd get you on that part of it. I knew I'd get you.
Can't think of it to save my life. Hurricane Bobby Boucher. I don't know.
Help him out, Danny. You follow current events.
I wasn't even listening. I was just looking at these guys
Oh,
trying to cue.
okay.
What was the question? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What was the answer?
Hurricane Harvey
That's
is the
right.
answer to our question.
These guys were Bobby Boucher.
For 300 points, in 96, the Montreal Forum closed its doors and the Canadians moved here.
Les, Bell Center.
No.
The Montreal Canadiens, that's where they're at. They're at the Bell Center.
No.
Sounds like we got a discrepancy.
That's what it's called. You could look it up.
1996.
When they moved out of the Forum, they moved into the same arena. It's now called the Bell Center.
Okay. I have the
It was
Molson
also
Center.
called. It was also called the Shaman Center was Boston.
Okay, let's move on. Let's
no
get the
idea.
400 points.
The Bell Center is what it's called now, though.
You sure?
Look it up.
It's the Molson Center. For 400 points. Listen well.
I'm listening.
Listen well.
I'm caught up on the Bell
I'm
Center.
going to be disappointed.
Going great.
Yeah, if this doesn't get answered. Due to construction delays with the Louisiana Superdome, Super Bowl IX between the Steelers and Vikings was
Shep
played here.
at Tulane Stadium.
Wow!
You're right.
Wow!
Got a halftime score for me there?
2-0 Steelers. First safety dance in a Super Bowl. For 500 points, one Rose Bowl game was not played
Shep,
in Pasadena.
what is Duke University?
My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, crown his ass.
Wow.
How in the hell did you know that one?
I remember working with Pat Manley and him telling me a story of Duke hosting a Rose Bowl, and that's
Let's see if you can say what's the reason it was played there.
1942.
World War II.
No, it was
Threat to-
1942. It was right after the Pearl Harbor attacks.
And
Well,
what
it
happened
was
right
World
after
War
the
II.
Pearl Harbor attacks?
Yeah, I know. But that was the reason it was moved
I think
for
World War
national
II had
security.
something to do with it.
Yeah,
It was World War II.
Yeah, okay.
a guess.
Okay.
There were only 9,000 points available, and Shep won by a margin of 7,500 points, 4,300 plus to negative 3,200 for Les. Les, how do you feel?
Just as good as I did when I walked in.
Good.
All right, good.
Ready to do a show tonight, and for 7 hours, we're going to be great.
For 7 hours tonight?
We're going to do Cover Friday. We do that every Friday. We play songs by different people that did not originate them. Every single music bump is a cover.
Covers. I like that.
Nothing but cover. That's why it's Cover Friday.
Ooh, what's your favorite song the Stones covered? Because they covered a bunch of them, especially in the early
The
days.
Stones, all of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Humor me with one or two.
well, I think that anything that Keith Richard doesn't sing, because that sounds like chalk on a blackboard squeaking away. He can play the guitar, but he can't sing.
Les, that's why he has sung two of their 575 recorded songs.
I know one thing.
You got lots of options.
You've been to enough of these shows in person. When
Yes,
he does
I have.
his solo and the rest of them go backstage, all the people in the audience go to the restroom as well.
They have done that, and a friend of mine wanted to go to the restroom when Keith came out to sing Happy, and if he did, I wouldn't have driven him home.
All right,
I said,
my
going,
favorite
you're gonna
is Let's Spend the Night Together.
Oh, that's a good one. It's not a cover, though.
No, but actually,
It's a show
we do play the cover, though it's not them.
Oh, I see. And someone else's.
That's also our theme song on Score Overnight and has been since we signed on here way back in 97.
Are you going to replay Shep v. Grobber overnights tonight?
We might. We probably will. We're going to have enough time.
Well, yeah.
7 hours.
7 hours.
There's a rain out.
Thing is, Friday, our phones are usually nonstop and like crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to have time, but we're going to try to play at least part of it.
Les, thank you very much for coming in
Very
studio
nice of you, Les.
with
Thank
7
you.
hours tonight. We really appreciate it.
Did you get all your questions in? I thought we'd finish them just for fun.
Yeah, oh, we did. We've been reading questions for fun for about a half an hour now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what fun is backwards with E before it. Enough.
Enough, he says, as he drops mic and exits studio. Les Grobstein, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time for your chance to win $1,000 in cash on the score. This hour's keyword is arrow. Text arrow to 72881 by the end of the hour. Again, the keyword is arrow to 72881. One randomly selected nationwide entrant from this hour will win. Please do not text and drive. Message and data rates may apply. We will talk to the contestants in a break and see if there will ever be a rematch. It's McNeil and Parkins on the score.